Kicking the episode off. If the Google Pixel detects a crash, it will ask the owner first if they would like to call emergency services. If they do not respond within 30 seconds, it will proceed to call. Crash detection was available long ago on Google Pixel phones, and it wasn't Apple who did it first. Yes, you are right. Google quietly introduced crash detection with the Pixel 4 as part of the personal safety app towards the end of 2019. Apple meanwhile introduced crash detection on the iPhone 14 series in September of 2022, almost 3 years later. The crash detection feature from Apple and Google works in a similar fashion, but with a couple of key differences. Pixel phones use location data, motion sensors like an accelerometer and gyroscope, and microphones to detect a possibility of a crash. You are then presented with a prompt to confirm if you've been in a severe crash or if it was a false alarm. You'll be given 60 seconds to respond before the phone proceeds to call emergency services. The call will automatically be put on speakerphone and your approximate location will be shared with the emergency personnel by reading it out loud. On an iPhone, crash detection works by using a high G-force accelerometer to detect up to 256 Gs, a barometer to detect changes in cabin pressure like when an airbag is deployed, a gyroscope, microphone, and location data. When the phone detects that you might have crashed, it will present a prompt to verify if you need help or it's just a false alarm. The difference here is that you only have 20 seconds to respond before the phone proceeds to call emergency services. It will also read out loud your approximate location to the emergency personnel. Additionally, if you are wearing a supported Apple Watch, crash detection will switch from the iPhone to the Apple Watch, something the current Google Pixel Watch can't do yet. Another thing the iPhone can do that the Pixel can't do is contact emergency services by text message via satellite if a cellular or Wi-Fi connection is unavailable, but only if the phone can connect to a nearby satellite. Now, if you noticed, both phones will display a prompt first, asking to verify if you really did have a crash instead of just proceeding to call emergency services. And that too for a minute on the Pixel while you might be bleeding out. Well, this is because the crash detection feature can be accidentally triggered by the events that present similar characteristics as a car crash. Google states that your phone may not be able to detect all crashes. High-impact activities could also trigger calls to emergency services. For example, it was reported that going on a roller coaster can trigger a false crash detection on the iPhone 14. So, if you know you're about to do a high-impact activity, it's best you turn off the feature. As for supported devices, despite being launched on the Pixel 4, crash detection was made available for the Pixel 3 as well, which was launched in late 2018, and is available on all models that came after the Pixel 4. And yes, as of now, this feature is exclusive to the Google Pixel. On the iPhone, crash detection is only supported on the iPhone 14 series, with the reason being that older iPhone models don't have the required hardware for it. As for the Apple Watch, the feature is supported on the Apple Watch Ultra, Apple Watch Series 8 and Apple Watch SE 2022. So basically, the Apple Watch models launched together with the iPhone 14 series. Crash detection on the iPhone is officially supported in Malaysia, just without emergency SOS via satellite. Since the Pixel is not officially sold here in Malaysia, we don't know if crash detection will work on parallel import Pixel phones. Google even lists a handful of locations where crash detection on Pixel phones is supported, implying that the feature is region locked.